CGO Corporation presents. Subsea tie-in work connecting existing and new subsea pipelines for Ulsan Boy and Donghae Gas Pipeline Relocation Project. It was a remarkable achievement by CGO Corporation, which became the first Korean company to successfully complete a saturation diving project in Ulsan, South Korea. To fulfill the South Korean government's plan for Ulsan port expansion, the relocation of existing single-point mooring system was required. CGO Corporation installed the subsea tie-in spool 70 meters underwater to connect a new 14-inch pipeline from shore to an existing 14-inch pipeline to KNOC's gas platform at Donghae Gas Field. CGO Corporation chartered the DP2 diving support vessel Mermaid Nusantara to execute the saturation diving works. Engineering and procurement were performed by CGO in-house team based in Seoul. Local support for fabrication and pre-commissioning work was overseen by CGO and provided by qualified, experienced South Korean companies. Saturation diving was used to perform the subsea tie-in. In saturation diving, the divers live in a pressurized environment, which can be a saturation system or saturation spread, a hyperbaric environment on the surface, or an ambient pressure underwater habitat. Saturation diving is a diving technique that allows divers to reduce the risk of decompression sickness when they work at great depths for long periods of time. Decompression sickness occurs when a diver with a large amount of inert gas dissolved in the body tissues is decompressed to a pressure where the gas forms bubbles, which may block blood vessels or physically damage surrounding cells. Saturation refers to the fact that the diver's tissues have absorbed the maximum partial pressure of gas possible for that depth due to the diver being exposed to breathing gas at that pressure for prolonged periods. This is significant because once the tissues become saturated, the time to ascend from depth to decompress safely will not increase with further exposure. To obtain the correct dimensions required to fabricate tie-in spool, accurate lengths and angles were obtained using taut wire metrology. Bottom conditions were unsuitable to employ laser measurements. This required experienced divers familiar with taut wire measurement systems and precise engineering to derive proper lengths and angles for fabricating the tie-in spool installed. CGO Corporation divers installed the Smart Flange, a DNV-GL-approved permanent mechanical connector, and set it to the pipeline using a hydraulic bolt tensioning system that automatically activated a polymer seal preventing leakage, and its mechanical jaws attached permanently to the pipeline. While the Smart Flange was being installed, tie-in spool fabrication was completed at surface on the DSV deck. The fabricated tie-in spool was an exact fit and installed on the first attempt to client satisfaction without requiring any modification. All diving and associated works were carried out to IMCA guidelines. The project was fraught with challenges. 2 typhoons and their accompanying bad weather passed nearby. High surface and bottom currents were encountered and poor bottom visibility prevailed along with many of the common uncertainties and obstacles normal to any offshore campaign. All obstacles were overcome by CGO Corporation and the work was carried out within the allocated contract schedule and in accordance with all contract requirements to the entire satisfaction of the contractor and client within budget and without any variation order. A special thanks to KNOC, SKEC, POSCO and entire people involved for making the project successful. Thank you.